All right, Jesse on Fire. So I was about to do a video about why Masvidal hasn't been booked for a fight yet. I got to paint these back here. I am the same color as this wood, and so it looks weird. Have you guys noticed that? You know, I am the same color as wood. Pasty, as it were. Anyway, so we're going to talk about whether or not Masvidal and Colby Covington might end up fighting each other in the octagon again. Because if I have ever heard of a bigger fight than that, I don't know where. I don't know where. It could have been a bigger fight than that because, the bad beef story sells. Bad beef story sells. But bad beef turned criminal case sells a lot better, Like, I don't think anything sells better than I have a pending criminal case for assaulting you in downtown Miami than that, right? But there's a lot more to it because there's a lot of things that Masvidal, might be getting set to get booked for also. So we're going to talk about all that. Now, before I get into it, I need to ask you guys a real quick favor, okay? So in the event that you know someone who works at AWS in Austin, Texas, I need to talk to them, So if you guys could help me out, I'm actually being totally serious. I'm being serious. If you know anybody who works at AWS in Austin, I need to talk to them, okay? So my email is realjesseonfire@gmail.com. Please let me know if you know anybody who actually works physically works for that. Like, obviously it's a huge company, but if they work at AWS in Austin, I need to talk to them. Jesse.Merle@gmail.com. Thank you guys very much. Okay. So here's the deal. So I think personally that the reason that Masvidal has not been booked currently is because of the Leon Edwards and Kamaru Usman fight. Because in the event that, let's say, Leon Edwards was able to pull out this victory against Kamaru Usman, who do you think they're going to want to set up a title shot against? Just something to think about, given that they have video of Masvidal punching him in the face backstage after he knocked out Darren Till. That's the kind of thing that really does a good job selling a fight, And also, that's the only way that you can justify giving Masvidal a title shot, which will equate to the most money for the UFC possible. Right? Masvidal with the belt, most money for the UFC. So that, of course, is going to be the outcome that they're going to try to drive. Now, you can justify a title shot for Masvidal in the event that Leon Edwards wins, and then Masvidal fights a contender, okay, and wins. So I will say that I think that if Leon Edwards wins, you will very quickly see Masvidal booked to fight probably Gilbert Burns, would be my guess, right? If Kamaru Usman wins, now you got Colby most likely to fight him next, unless Khamzat puts on a fantastic show again. As a matter of fact, it might even be more likely that it's Khamzat. It might be more likely that it's Khamzat. I don't know, because I just don't know what the hell Colby's doing. But it'd be either Colby or Khamzat. But in the event that Kamaru wins, then you got Leon losing, and then there's a chance that you end up with Leon Edwards versus Masvidal also. And then Masvidal is potentially another fight away from a title shot if that happens, because check this out. Watch this MMA math. Not that kind of MMA math, this kind of matchmaker math. So let's say Kamaru Usman wins, right? And that means that Leon Edwards lost, right? Who's next for Kamaru? Where's the biggest fight that you can make out of this, right? What's the biggest fight you can make? You got Kamaru Usman, retains the title. He's beat everybody. Oh, obviously it's Khamzat, right? Like, for sure it's Khamzat. No. The biggest possible fight that you could make would be Masvidal and Colby for the belt. In the event that you had Masvidal fight Leon Edwards and win, and you had Colby fight against Kamaru and win. And in the event that you had that set up, right? Kamaru beats Leon, then you have Masvidal fighting Leon, you have Colby fight against Kamaru, you might actually see for the first time the UFC actually drug people to make sure that they lose. That's a joke. It was a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke, okay? But that is how much they would want that to happen. They have Colby beat Kamaru, they have Masvidal beat Leon, and they do that rematch for the fucking belt after you have, like, what's bigger for promoting a fight than, video evidence of a violent altercation, like the Leon Edwards versus Masvidal. Seems like there's a lot of those Masvidal. The Leon Edwards and Masvidal altercation backstage. The only thing that's bigger than that is two best friends who, whatever was going on with their first fight. And then in between that fight and now, you have an assault charge, like a pending criminal assault charge on one of them, on the other guy, to the point where it's been so mysterious that everyone's like, what the hell's going on? Masvidal, he assaulted him. Where the hell are these? Where's Colby? He assaulted him off the earth. But if you have those two guys do a rematch and it's for the belt, okay? Do you understand what kind of numbers that'll do? If it's Masvidal versus Colby with that as the backstory, Colby gets to come and avenge himself getting attacked in the street in the octagon. You know? Right? Because that's what wouldn't the public buy that story? I know I would. I'd buy it hook, line, and sinker. Buy the shit out of that story, man. But yeah. So anyway, I think that I'm going to run through this one more time since I said a lot of different things. I think if Leon Edwards wins, you will see Masvidal get booked for a fight against a contender, probably Leon Edwards. I'm sorry, probably Gilbert Burns immediately. And then if he beats Gilbert Burns, they'll do Masvidal for the title against Leon. If Kamaru wins, you will either see Hamzat slide straight in there or you'll see Colby Part 2. And if you do Colby Part 2, you will see Masvidal fight Leon. And if both Masvidal and Colby win, you will see the biggest rematch in history, okay, for the belt. And as a matter of fact, if Masvidal wins and Colby loses, you still might get to see that rematch. So, yeah, I think there's a very real possibility they could fight each other again. And I think they should, you know. If you've gone this far, you may as well go all the way, you know. Like, pretty uncomfortable last time, I bet. But fuck it. Take it all the way to the grave, man. Like, go all the way. Make that money. And Colby, if you don't get back end on that fight, shame on you, dude. You got assaulted, brother. Right? You got assaulted, right? So you should get back end on the pay-per-view because you definitely did. Anyway, love you guys.